Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about the protein-protein interaction. This is my second class. So we will start with how in an activator DNA binding domain and activation domain interacts, and with the help of this model whether we can determine the two protein interaction. This is called Yeast-2 hybrid model. If you see the diagram, the first diagram shows this is the classical example. They have taken LAG-Z as a reporter gene where the basal transcription factors are coming and binding to the promoter sequence just before the LAG-Z. Then there is an upstream region where is an activator binding site. As I mentioned in my previous class, activator has DNA binding domain as well as activation domain. Now, if activation domain interacts with basal transcription factor, then only the transcription you can determine. In the B model, what we are seeing, instead of making activation domain interact directly to the basal transcription factor, we have constructed two fusion protein. One is X, which is fused with BD. That means DNA binding domain and X protein, as well as activation domain AD with Y protein. Now the question is that if X and Y only reacts or interacts with each other, then only we can see the transcription. Using this is the model, you can screen n number of protein. The third model is showing where DNA binding or BD domain or DB domain, whichever way you say, is fused with Z protein, and we have expressed activation domain AD with different variety of proteins like A, B, C, D, E, F. That's a library, and the whole thing we are doing in yeast. So if and only if Z protein interacts with D protein, then the activation and DNA binding domain comes together. Because of these two proteins are interacting, and we are going to see the transcription. This is called Yeast-2 hybrid model. Now the second experiment which we are going to study today, that is domain swipe experiment. To understand that, little bit information I will give you first. This is an experiment. We need to know that DNA binding domain will bind to the specific responsive element or the specific sequence where it can bind, and the activation domain which may dimerized and interacting with the basal transcription factor. So we are going to construct one reporter gene, what is showing here LAG-Z. If you see the right hand side model, first let me tell you about the left hand side. Left hand side is telling about a activator. The activator name is GAL4, which is a activator present in galactose metabolic system and required for many gene activation. One such gene is GAL1. This is galactokinase. Okay, so GAL1 promoter upstream, there is an upstream activation sequence. Look carefully, this is the left hand side model I'm talking, where the GAL4 can come and bind. Even though there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sites together, I'm showing here UAS. This is the characteristic. Now taking this model, scientists have created some of the which is called construct, which is in the right hand side. LAG-Z gene is a reporter gene expressed under the influence of GAL1 promoter. In this model, GAL1 promoter name is not there, but you have to imagine that LAG-Z gene is expressed where under the influence of GAL1 promoter, and the upstream side is what is present, that is GAL4 binding. Again I repeat, GAL4 is the activator and LAG-Z is the reporter gene. Now if this is the ideal condition where the GAL4 is binding with this DNA binding domain as well as activation domain, you are seeing LAG-Z is on. Next structure where you are seeing the GAL4 site is there, where the DNA binding domain is there, but there is no activation domain, so that is off. Now come what is called a swapping, domain swiping assay. What is the thing? So you need to construct another DNA binding domain and hybrid protein, that is LEX-A, bacterial LEX-A protein DNA binding domain they have taken, and that is fused with the GAL4 activation domain. Repeat, LEX-A DNA binding domain, activation domain for GAL4. So this is a hybrid which is yellow and sky blue color. Only when we are giving LEX A DNA binding site in the upstream sequence, we can see the LAGZ gene transcription taking place. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth model I'm describing. The fourth model you see, LAGZ is the reporter gene. Again I repeat, LAGZ is under the promoter GAL1. This is the model, this is the assay where we are swapping the domains. Somebody's activation domain and somebody else's DNA binding domain, they have fused together. Okay, the same thing in from different another book. So the same thing we're seeing, see the diagram only where it is showing LAGZ is the reporter gene which is under GAL1 promoter, and upstream is the UAS, upstream activating sequence, where this GAL4 protein with its DNA binding domain as well as activating domain, it is binding properly and exerting transcription level is very high. When nothing is bounded, transcription level is 0. Now the third C is what they have created by using a domain swapping model. LEX A DNA binding domain and GAL4 activation domain. So LEX A DNA binding domain will only bind to LEX A region, not any other portion. So you can see that here also transcription is going on. Now coming to the structure of DNA binding motifs of activators. Mainly X-ray crystallographic studies have shown the different structure, their particular model, whether it comes as a dimer, tetramer, been described. Most classes of DNA binding proteins can't bind DNA in a monomer form. You will see most of them are coming as a dimeric form. Now, in my last lecture, I told you about the DNA binding domains. There I mentioned zinc finger or zinc containing modules. Under the zinc containing modules, there are 3 divisions. One is zinc finger, one is modules containing 2 zinc ions and 6 cysteine. Another C is zinc module found in glucocorticoid. That means another type of zinc modules are there what is present in nuclear receptor. So there are 3 types are there. So first is zinc finger. This is the classical example of transcription factor 3A. If you remember RNA pol 3, their transcription factor 3A comes. So that 3A transcription factor has a characteristic feature of these zinc fingers. What is the characteristic feature? You need to remember there are anti-parallel beta sheet which I can see, which is linked to a alpha helix. The cylindrical structure what you are seeing, that is the alpha helix. Now there are 2 closely spaced cysteine followed by 12 amino acid, later by 2 closely spaced histidine. So zinc is attached with one side 2 cysteine and another side 2 histidine. One zinc is enough for this ring, and we'll go to the little of the structure. You can see here arrangement of 3 zinc protein which is found in another transcription factor ZIF268, which is very much required for early transcription, this transcription factor. Now I already mentioned you, it has anti-parallel beta strand. So this red, yellow and green color are 3 zinc finger domain. Okay, 3 different. What need to be understand here, the alpha helical part, that means the cylindrical part actually going inside, protruding inside the double helix and particularly in the major groove. Next come our another characteristic of transcription factor, GAL4 protein. GAL4 protein, already I discussed little bit about this domain swipe model, and it has a characteristic zinc module. What type of zinc module it has? It is also a member of zinc containing family of DNA binding. It has 6 cysteine. Instead of having 2 histidine, 2 cysteine, it has 6 cysteine that coordinate 2 zinc ion in a bimetal phthalate cluster. So remember this word, short alpha helix that protrude into the DNA major groove is the recognition module, dimerization motif with an alpha helix that form a parallel coil as it interacts with the alpha helix on another GAL4 monomer. You will see the structure, you will understand. Somehow the structure is not there in this slide. Well, fine. We are going to the next one. The next type of zinc containing module is our glucocorticoid receptors, zinc module, which is found in nuclear receptor superfamily. So when in the last semester I taught you the nuclear receptor superfamily, that time I mentioned that nuclear receptors are transcription factors and they have a typical zinc finger motif. So this is the type of DNA binding domain with the 2 zinc containing modules. One module has most DNA binding residues, other module has the surface of protein-protein interaction to form dimers. To refresh your memory, these nuclear receptor superfamilies are, you know, that there are 3 types: type 1, type 2, and the orphan families, type 3. These are also named as orphan family. Type 1 receptors are all steroid receptor, type 2 are thyroid, vitamin D, retinoic acid receptor. So this is the general structure I mentioned in this diagram. Okay. Apart from this zinc containing module, which are 3 we just finished, the second one is the homeodomain DNA complex. So homeodomain DNA complex contain DNA binding motif, function as helix turn helix motif. Helix turn helix we see in prokaryotic repressor. I mentioned that is in lambda repressor. A recognition helix fit into the DNA major groove and make specific contact there. There are 3 to 1. 3 is the specific module which is interacting in the major groove, and N-terminal arm nestle in the adjacent minor groove. So you can see from that one another structure, another arm which is gone inside adjacent minor groove. Then come B-zip and B helix loop helix domain. That also I told you in my last class. B-zip protein dimerized through a leucine super. They are rich in leucine amino acid, which is basic in nature. This put the adjacent basic region of each monomer in position to embrace DNA target like a pair of tongue. If you see the diagram, you can feel that it's a tongue. Basic helix loop helix protein dimerized through a helix loop helix motif, and zip domain binds give an extra feature, that is it helps dimerization potential due to their leucine zippers property. So this is the picture where these 2 are yellow color are the 2 leucine zipper, and this is the top view, this is a side view. DNA is in the red color. We can see that it is actually holding the DNA strand like a tongue, and if you come and see the down one, there are 2 tongues and then the turn is also there. Actually a helix loop, helical loops are there. So 2 helix, alpha helix and 1 turn are there, and which actually dimerize. The down picture I am talking. So with that, today's lecture I am finishing. Next class I will come. Please give a feedback. Okay. Thank you very much for listening.